Hi, everyone. Welcome to our Week in Review extended show with your host, That Girl. So, today is October 23rd, 2024, and we'll be going over last week's podcast series, which was the 14th of October through the 16th. Monday was our spiritual and social causes discussions, and we talked about the importance of finding your tribe. On Tuesday, it was the self leadership and the 1 Minute Manager book, going over the 5 PowerPoints and other highlights. Wednesday, with our health and well being discussions with your host, Genesee Nutrition, we talked about our reoccurring theme and subject matter, EMF radiation dangers and protections, and I linked another video into that series. So, highly encourage you guys to check that out. But let me give you a recap. Again, Wires Week in Review extended show with your host, That Girl. So for Monday the 14th, 2024, we talked about the concept of finding your tribe. This was a video that I did about over a year ago. So I pulled it out of the archives. Wanted to bring up several important talking points with this discussion matter. Simply understanding that there's so many different types of people out there. In short, I reveal a little bit of personal tribulations going through my life at that time period, and what I was encouraged to do is essentially I needed to find people who were like-minded, people who have the same type of passion, goals, interest, those people that I could sync with, because at the end of the day, we're considering our mental and spiritual well-being. If you're in an environment where you're not, in short, I would say maybe getting along or not meshing well with the environment that you're in, if you're not able to grow or help yourself advance with personal goals and aspirations, if it feels as if you are being hindered or suppressed, whether or not it's actual physical or psychological, it's imperative that you seek out people who are like-minded. And very grateful for the internet and for the opportunity to meet people, but also in real life as well, outside of social media, finding the people in person. And it's very difficult, admittedly. So with that podcast and discussion, went through some different ways where you could go about doing this, as well as why it's so imperative to do so. And later on in that episode, we also talked about the 15-minute cities and the future. So that one was a little bit all over the place, but very compelling, thought provoking. So encourage you to check that one out. Find your tribe. And as always, if you need additional support, to seek out a licensed counselor, therapist, or doctor. But again, for your own mental well-being, it's very imperative that you seek out those individuals and people, kindred spirits, people who are like-minded, such as yourself, and networking and getting support from individuals. Tuesday was our business and tech talks discussion, and the subject matter, again, I pulled this one from the archives as well, self-leadership and the 1 Minute Manager. I had reposted this content this year and talked about it not too long ago, but it's always good to have a recap, a refresher, to go through your notes, go through old books and sources, and to help get the creative juices flowing, help improve the environment and the settings that you're in. This one, I wanted to emphasize the 5 PowerPoints that was brought up into this book, realizing that even though you may not be the manager or the person who's in charge, the person who's calling all the shots or running the business, you possess your own form of power. And this book does a really good job. It's pretty much, in short, improve workplace environment and interaction, and to empower each other to make the environment much more productive and fulfilling for everyone. Takes the pressure off the employers, supervisors, and gives the employees an opportunity to learn and grow and improve in skills. So that one was a pretty good synopsis of the book. Not a very long book, but very impactful, full of information. So briefly though, the 5 PowerPoints is knowledge power, personal power, task power, relationship power, position power, and I may have missed personal. I think I said personal already. So there should only be 5: knowledge, personal, task, relationship, and position. So if you have a moment to check out that link in the description for the Tuesday Business and Tech Talks discussion, it was about this book and going over all the different PowerPoints and how you possess so much responsibility and influence and clout and credibility within your position. Task is a person who's an expert at what they do. Relationship, the ability to connect with other people and connect different people together. You form relationships with customers or peers. Knowledge power, again, an expert, and you have a special skill set. The personal one, that one, I actually don't remember the details of the personal one, so that's kind of embarrassing, but definitely you should check it out. And position power is, of course, the one who's in charge, technically in charge, but a lot of really, really good bosses know that a good boss does not have to exert his power. He's, or she, that individual has equipped their staff to fully be able to work within their own power, within their own scope of practice and expertise. And the one that is in the position of power does not even have to exercise that because he's already equipped, that individual's already equipped his team. So check out, again, the Self-Leadership 1-Minute Manager synopsis. Great information. And then for our health and nutrition, or health and well-being discussion with Genesee Nutrition, went through again, EMF and radiation dangers and protection. So I had saved this video over a year ago. It's another woman, another content creator online, who is talking about the importance of protecting yourselves from radiation and the dangers and the effects of EMF. And she also gives a couple of sites. Well, I'm sorry, she gives one site that she uses, I believe it's called Blue Shield, and I put another link for another company that offers products as well. But she goes over it's a short video, she goes over quickly some of the health concerns and negative health outcomes for being exposed to it. It's a reoccurring subject matter that I will always bring up because it's been so long since the average person has gotten information about this. It's just been suppressed for so long, and there's been so many individuals who are suffering unnecessarily because they weren't aware that they were sensitive to the harmful effects of EMF radiation. With that being said, though, I recently got an email Monday, I believe, from the EMF guy. He did the master class series with experts. It was I think it was a 3-day event where he had interviewed several people in this field of studying the effects of electromagnetic frequencies and the harmful effects it has. So I get emails from him, and I need to update the this podcast with the information, because one of them, it was talking about how when you're under a lot of stress, your body is depleted of magnesium, or your cells naturally start to dump magnesium when it's under extreme stress, and they've connected the EMF exposure to that of stress on the body, cellular stress, and how it really weakens your body, weakens your immune system, and causes your body to just pretty much go haywire, have adverse reactions from insomnia to potential infertility. Ringing in the ears exasperates ADHD symptoms, mental health decline, anxiety, stress, depression, because all of these um, connections and processes in your body is essentially being disrupted because the cells cannot recover, recuperate due to the stress of the connections. And that's the smartphones, which we're on right now, controllers, Bluetooth, smart TVs, laptops, all of that stuff, earbuds. We're surrounded in it. So with that video, the woman recommends, of course, get into nature as much as possible, take breaks, not to use it constantly, and to use the different technology that they have out there that helps mitigate some of these effects, harmful effects. There is a lot of research and history. They've done it. They know. It's just slowly getting released to public, and it's just a sad, unfortunate reality that still many people just are not getting the information, or even if they are getting the information, it's hard to break habits and transition to lives that don't consume with these smart devices. And I myself one of those people. I'm aware, and I'm here still on a cell phone, but how else are we realistically going to get information to people? So there's Lambs is a product you can use. Aries Tech, Blue Shield is one of them. There's another link if you want to check it out in this description of the podcast. There's 2 in there for products. So with that, I've been your host, That Girl. At any point in time you're consuming this, I can genuinely only hope you're doing well. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us in the wires. And as always, God's peace and many blessings to you and your family.